computer, yes. We're going to go here, and we're just going to... Hey, welcome back to an episode of Frank's Unsolicited Advice. And this week is the NFL talk again. Not much going on, but we joined by the squad. Bree, what's up?
Hi.
June's changing, y'all. So for you ladies that wanted to see June change, it's not gonna happen because I don't want to see it. So you're just gonna have to wait for him to say something. Football's been quiet. It's been real quiet. We knew this was gonna come. We were trying to anticipate it, not a lot of moves. I was seeing something on Fox Sports or NFL Network. I don't know which one, but they were talking about maybe the Patriots jumping up and trying to trade with the San Francisco 49ers as spots. And they was bringing up the question of would the Patriots trade up to get a quarterback? I don't know. I think the stories are there but they're like minor things that don't pop. The biggest thing now that I think a lot of people are talking about is the Deshaun Watson situation. You know what I'm saying? Every day is like I feel is something new unfolding. Like one minute you have 1,000 people, next minute it's like 2,000 people, and it's like, wow, this dude had much time to get massages from everybody. It's crazy. But Bree, you put in the notes, right?
Yes, I did. I'll read it right now.
Yeah, tell me the notes.
Okay, so Jets are trading quarterback Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers for a 2021 6th-round pick and a 2nd and 4th-round pick in 2022.
And he went to what team again? The Panthers, right?
Panthers.
I think that's a good look for him.
I do too. I really do too.
The question was,
I don't think he's the reason why the Jets had a horrible season. I don't think it was all him, to be honest with you. I hope that he I hope that he takes his talents to the Panthers and really show what he's about.
I that's what I'm looking forward to. So I don't think he was the problem. I feel like he actually made a difference at times on that team. There were some plays that he made, some throws he made, and you were like, wow, he has a talent. So to me, it's like you get rid of him for what? That you fired your head coach. So it wasn't like your head coach was the man. He wasn't. You traded Robbie Anderson, Roddy Anderson, whatever his name is. Y'all got rid of him, the wide receiver. I think he went to Carolina, didn't he?
I don't know.
Let me see. Got my trusty phone here. We could look it up.
June, what are your thoughts on Darnold going to the Panthers?
I think it's a perfect opportunity for him to sit behind what's his name? Can't get my thoughts right. It's a good opportunity for him to sit back there, maybe learn something completely different. Leave that Jets toxic environment, because I'm not even gonna say it's a bad environment. That Jets team is just toxic right now, and I can only hope for the best for them moving forward. I mean, I don't have that much room to talk as a Bears fan, and I get it, but we're talking about the Jets right now. That's good for him. It's good for the Jets. Did they get enough? I mean, we'll see depending on what he does in the future.
So do you think he's going to back up Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah, 100%. I think so. I think Teddy Bridgewater's proven. He's just in a weird situation.
Yeah.
I think the fact that they got Sam Darnold says that they don't want Teddy Bridgewater. I heard they were shopping him around, but the problem is that he has a guaranteed $10 million next year. It's like $17 million total. So whatever team takes him on, they got to give him at least the guaranteed $10 million. So it is Robbie Anderson, who is on the Panthers, which was on the Jets. And he was like the number one receiver. So I think that's good too. So watching, it says multiple teams are interested into Teddy Bridgewater, right? And somebody, the Herd was saying that he's not the most well-rounded quarterback, but every year he finds himself with teams wanting to grab him up. He accredits that to the fact that he comes to work, he does his job, he doesn't create waves, you don't hear any off the field problems with him. He just does what he's supposed to do. So do you think that, not to get off Sam Darnold so fast, we can go back to it, but do you think that a player's character in a sense, or how they carry themselves, play in how a team would take them or not.
Say
Repeat
that
that
last
one
part
more
again, bro.
I was like, repeat. It just didn't make sense the way you said it.
Basically, how a person carries themselves on and off the field, there's an impact whether the team wants them.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Hey, yes and no.
yeah, you're right. I agree. I agree. And I was thinking of one person in a different sport, and that's Ben Simmons. But that's a different story. Just because he doesn't talk at all.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I say yes, and it's been proven. Look at history. Look at some of these quarterbacks. Like he said, Teddy Bridgewater. Who's the other dude that went from the Bills to another team, to the Chargers, and now he's on another team? Tyrod Taylor. They're not the best well-rounded quarterbacks, but because of how they carry themselves, and you don't get the antics, they get signed by teams. You know, I'd rather have that than nothing. And I'd rather have that than somebody crazy that's going to disrupt my locker room. So I do think I think it helps and it doesn't help sometimes, you know. But Sam Darnold going, I think, is great. I think he'll be fine. I think the reason they went to the Panthers is because he wants to push the ball downfield. The coach does, and he gives him that opportunity, probably more than Teddy Bridgewater. If I was Teddy, I would have tried to went back to the Saints. He was with 5-0 with them when Drew Brees went out.
Mm-hmm.
It has the people, but then that would hurt Winston. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Winston would beat him out as an all-around quarterback. Or maybe he would. I think he could. They can control his turnovers. So that's how I feel about it. Let me ask you guys a question though. AB tweets. He's allowed social media to get him. And Bree, this should make you feel good inside, right? Warm and fuzzy like warm cookies.
What did he tweet? Because I followed him from everything.
So here's what
I followed him from everything, so I don't know what you're talking about.
So the Bucks put up a post or a tweet about they brought everybody back, pretty much all 22 starters, and he said, "Sign me" or something like that. So basically, they're like, "We brought everybody back," and he's like, "What about me? Sign me." So there's been rumors saying that they can't come up on a number. They're offering him X amount of millions, and he wants X amount of millions. Do you feel that AB again is shooting himself in the foot by using social media, going to social media and saying that, even though he didn't say nothing crazy, in my opinion, he just said, "What about me?" or signed AB. And do you think, so that's one part of the question. The second part of the question is, do you feel that he should just take what they're offering him because a lot of teams are not coming close to it? They're not, it's not like he's getting a lot of offers.
Well, yes, stay off social media because we seen what social media did to him last time that happened. Social media is very toxic. And then he can tweet something and then, a lot of people like switch it the wrong way and stuff. But I don't know. It's hard to say because just like Le'Veon Bell, he wanted Pittsburgh to pay him more money and they were offering him, I want to say 21 million. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, I want like 25 or something. And they're like, no, 21. And then he went to the Jets for 17 million. So it's just like, I really don't know, like, if he should just take it or not, because we had someone take something lesser than what we were offered when they wanted more.
Okay. What about you, June?
I don't know, man. I think AB and Le'Veon Bell should both go back to Pittsburgh at this point. Why not? I mean, there's so many crazy changes going on in the NFL. AB saying, "Yo, what about me?" kind of makes me think about, like, are the Bucks kind of over him because they have Miller to kind of replace that type of speed? Not saying he has the same skill set, and but I'm in the line. That's what I'm thinking. Are they okay with Miller being that speedy receiver and showing out at the end of the season the way he did. And just moving on from AB, saying, you know what, AB is going to be more of a cost efficient signing than just keeping what we have and still being successful.
I mean, so here's what I say. Again, my take on everything is always winning rings. I don't care about the money. Money's gonna come. Hey, Toby.
Mm-hmm.
I say go back with the Bucks. Take $8 million, whatever they offer you. Bro, you were this close for not ever playing in the league again.
Yeah.
After the Patriots cut you, a lot of teams was like, nah, we good. If Belichick let you go, and Belichick had Hernandez, he had Randy Moss, he had all these different characters that some people wouldn't even sign. He had them, and you can't stay there. Nah, Brady brought him there. He won a Super Bowl. He caught a touchdown Super Bowl. He got that monkey off his back. I would take the less money, especially when the salary cap is going to go up next year. I think if he can prove another year of being quiet, not saying anything, not creating any waves, not creating any ruckus, and just do his job, a team will take a chance on him next year. They will take a chance on him. Oh well, 2 years in a row he was there. He did good. He behaved. He wasn't acting crazy. Boom. Let's give him some money. That's how I feel about it.
I feel you. Do you think, now that we're on that topic, do you think that this is a crazier comparison to let's just say Plaxico Bears, right? You remember Plaxico was doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had that issue with the gun in New York. And then afterwards he kind of fell off, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was some other stuff that I'm not aware of, but you know, maybe he should have went down that route that you're talking about.
I think Plaxico's thing was when after he got shot, he wasn't the same. Not because of the leg injury. I just think to his psyche. I think a lot of these players have issues, and they're intensified with the fame. It was somebody, I forgot what I was watching, and they were just saying how, I was watching Cameron on Drink Champs, and he was saying how, when you're young and you get all this money and you come from nothing, you had nothing. Sometimes people wig out and act different. You know what I'm saying? You give a person like these guys, and I'm not trying to say that every athlete grew up, but the majority of them don't come from money. You know what I'm saying? And I give you $20 million, $30 million guaranteed up front. I'm gonna give you $10 million for 1 year. You went from making nothing, from having nothing, to being able to buy whatever house you want within a reasonable price that matches what you have, drive whatever car you have. So I think they have issues that are not addressed. I don't think the NFL, I'm not gonna say the NFL. I don't think that the teams invest that much into them because it's a business. So it's, what can you give me, and for how long you can give it to me. And once you can't give it to me no more, I'm gonna ship you off somewhere else, or I'm gonna cut you and then find somebody else to do it. That's what I think it is. Me personally, I think AB should just stop. Think about what he's doing. Think about the fact that you have a good chance of repeating next year.
Have a conversation behind closed doors.
Yep. So somebody also brought up the point that they beat the Packers twice last year without AB. A lot of people feel that the Packers is the Bucs' biggest obstacle in the AFC. So if they beat them without AB last year twice, do you really need them?
True.
I think he's a talent, but I don't think he can go anywhere. I think he's a talent that could fit any system. He just can't go to any system. He has to go to the right place with the right people, like a Tom Brady that he respects. Maybe I don't even know about Russell Wilson, to be honest. I think Brady gets a lot of respect because of the rings. If you take the rings away, then he's just a regular player. But since he got the rings, people are like, oh, well, you won 7. You've been to 10. You got to know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just take the less money and stay where I'm at. That's just me, though. That's me.
I have something I want to talk about.
Go ahead. What's up?
While we're talking about the Bucs. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers cornerback Carlton Davis got dragged on Twitter on Sunday because he tweeted and then deleted a tweet talking about Asians, but using a racial slur towards Asians. And he tweeted, "Gotta stop letting gooks in Miami." And that's basically like the N-word, but for Asians.
Yeah.
Then he deleted the tweet after getting a whole bunch of backlash. And then he responded to the backlash by saying, "I would never offend any group of people. You reporters can look for another story to blow up. This term was directed towards a producer claiming he ran Miami. With that being said, I'll retire the word from my vocabulary, given the hard times our Asians families are enduring right now." Which I'm happy that he did like come out with that. And I'm happy that he said that he will remove that word from his vocabulary. But he's also like very young, well, not too young, but you know, men, you guys' brains, like they mature very, very slowly. They do. That's actually a scientific fact. So no, that is a very like literally that is a scientific fact. So like for instance, like an 18-year-old has the brain of like a 16-year-old, 15-year-old. So why are you looking at me like that?
Who?
June,
Oh.
I'm just listening.
you're looking at me weird. But anyways, I feel like I'm happy that he did make the apology. But yeah, they need to watch what they put on Twitter. Because to me, I'm like, okay, you said it with an S, like you're talking about a group of people, not a producer, if that makes sense. Like you make the word plural. He's like, I was referring to a producer claiming he ran Miami. I don't know.
Here's what I feel about it. And I just, oh man, people, you're stupid. First off, you're dumb if you say anything. We live in a world today where you just can't say anything and think it's going to be okay and then come back with well, I would never say anything to hurt a group of people. You said it.
Basically like the same apology you hear from absolutely everybody.
Yeah, exactly. You said it to hurt that person. That's why you use that term. Nobody's going to come out and say, "Oh, you N-words," if they're not trying to upset you or get at you. Nobody's going to say, "Oh, you S whatever," because they're going to know that's a trigger. That's how you feel. Athlete. What do you think is going to happen? You can't do the simple things that everybody else could do and get away with it. You can't pee in a corner of a block because you got to pee and it not make headline news. You know what I'm saying? Like a normal person does it. It's like, "Oh, you nasty person." He does it. It's all over TMZ. I just feel like I say fine him because I don't know if he has a history of it. If it's just a one-time thing.
It was a one-time thing.
I would fine him. Yeah. I would fine him straight up. Take some money away from him. People only care about liberty and money. Well, they got all the freedom they want, but money, they don't want nobody touching their money.
I know damn well he's seen that movie Gran Torino. Let me tell you, and I know he's seen it because who hasn't? It ain't no Scarface, but I mean, sure, he threw that word all over that movie from beginning to end. It was a hell of a movie.
What's up?
Yeah.
Rick?
No, go for finish.
She must not seen it. But
no. I didn't see it.
Okay, cool. Well, she didn't see it. All right, but sure, he might have not seen it. Who knows? I don't know, man. I still think about what we talked about last time when professionals, that they're held in a whole different level than we are, obviously. With old buddy carrying the gun, and it just shows you don't need to be carrying a gun to still suffer similar consequences, because it still goes back to holding yourself as a professional and as a walking example for that team, just like we are for the Navy.
But I was going to say that there are people on Twitter defending him right now because he is from Miami and from South Florida. And they use the term gook in South Florida to describe a person who's lame. So a lot of people are saying that that word is used to describe a lame person, and that's what they grew up on in South Florida.
I could buy that.
Mhm.
Everybody's Ebonics is different.
Mhm.
But the problem with that is that, like you said in the movies, June, that word, if you watch Full Metal Jacket, any movies dealing with the Vietnam era, the conflict, any wars, it's that word. You know what I'm saying? That's what they use to refer to him in a derogatory manner. You know what I'm saying? So he's okay. Granted, he might have not seen Gran Torino. He might not even seen Full Metal Jacket. He might not have seen. You got to think, and kids today know what Scarface is because it's still kept alive by the facade of a guy coming here and making so much money off drugs that every rapper to this day still talks about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's kept alive and these kids go to research it. But a lot of people ain't talking about the movies we watched in the past that talk about, that use this kind of language in it to insult another culture, especially Asian culture. So, or ethnicity, or whole race. But he should know better. He should know better. I'm sorry. It's just like that basketball player that was playing video games or whatever, and made he said the kites. He said kites, and that was referring to Jewish people. You know, again, if you don't know what you're saying, don't say it. Just don't say it. Leave it alone. Keep moving. I would just, like I said, I'll find him. I'll just take his money. Like, you dummy. Make him run around naked somewhere. I don't know. Drop him off in some Asian town and see what they say, just to scare him. But
Abe deleted his tweet.
I mean, why delete it? You know what I don't understand? They delete it like as if I delete it and nobody saw it.
Yeah.
Clearly somebody saw it if it's making the news, fam. So that means either somebody tweeted it, somebody retweeted, somebody Snapchat, somebody took a screenshot of it and they put it out. It's out there. So why delete it? You look worse deleting it instead of just owning it and say, yo, listen, I wrote this where I grew up in Miami, that we don't use that term against Asians. We use it against lames. So that's why I said it. Then you say that, and you got all these other people from Miami that's gonna say, "Oh yeah, that's true." You know, in this neighborhood, we use it for that. But you don't say none of that at first, and the only reason you're looking at getting saved is because people from your own hometown are coming through now to save you. But still, is a word you shouldn't be using, especially like that in public. You know, that's just stupid.
So yesterday, actually 2 hours ago, there is a video. So AB is training with Lamar Jackson and Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
People are speculating if he might go to Baltimore. But I don't think so because they're all from Miami. So they're probably in Miami just training, working out in AB's gym down there, down south. If that makes sense.
No, that's possible. That's possible. A lot of people said about him going to a lot of people think that he go to Baltimore. That's gonna be crazy because you got Hollywood Brown, you got him and Lamar Jackson. You can get a mediocre tight end and a halfway decent running back, and you have problems because now you got who you defend. You know, let's be honest. AB, as mental as he could be, he's gonna get double coverage. You've seen what happens when you put him 1-on-1. Tyrann Mathieu thought he can cover him, got a touchdown on him. He's not doing anything. The Honey Badger looks stupid. So you have to really, like, if that happens, oh man, I think that shifts a little bit there in that division, just a little bit, because now you got to really anticipate. Do I bring 8 in the box to stop the run, and now I'm leaving the field open because you got Hollywood Brown and Antonio Brown? Do I bring? Do I go double on one or double Antonio and try to double him? But now I'm taking away from stopping Lamar Jackson from running. The tight end that they can get, Snead. You know what I'm saying? It just, that to me, that'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. I just don't think it'd be good for him as a person because, like you said, they're all from Miami. They're from the same area. Sometimes you need something different to keep you in check. When you get around the same people, we all do it. You go back home, June. I go back home. Bree, you go home and you're around your friends, you start acting differently just because you're around your friends. Not to say in a bad way, but your dialect changes, your mannerism change, everything changes because you're back in your environment. So to me, even though he wouldn't be in Miami, he'd be in Baltimore, but he'd be around his Miami boys that would create a certain environment for him to feel comfortable to maybe do the dumb stuff he was doing before.
Yeah, and that's real, man. And that's the crazy stuff, bro. It's so crazy because, you know, it's been back-to-back weeks now where we talk about professionalism and all that, and not being selfish. So making those decisions, I mean, are you grown enough to handle your own? And I guess that's gonna be the decision he'll make when he chooses what's gonna happen.
I mean, look, man. We'll see. We'll see. A lot can happen. The draft is coming up. Some teams think that it's going to probably be a lot of drafting, trading up to get in spots. Like I told Bree, and when we were talking the other day, that I would like for us to actually look at mock drafts and discuss those picks because I'm not well versed to be able to talk about everybody coming out the draft and what team they should go to.
But we look at the other broadcasters, what their fantasy draft line is, and we discuss it.
Yeah,
next week.
Next week we can do that next week and dive in deeper. I think a lot of movements are happening. I was watching something and they were saying that the Sam Darnold trade or something like the impact of the 49ers moving up impacted the trade of Sam Darnold, or Sam Darnold's trade impacted the 49ers moving up. And I think it's because they said by the 49ers moving up to the third pick, they kind of dealt their hand and said they're going after a quarterback, which caused the trade it kind of took the value away or gave more value to Sam Darnold. I'm not sure, something like that. But
breaking news.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here, hold on. Frank, do the thing. The sound.
What? No.
Okay.
Hold on. This one? No. Okay. Wait. No.
I like that. It's mysterious. It's mysterious.
This one. Go ahead.
Okay. Former NFL player Philip Adams fatally shoots 5 people, including a doctor, his wife, and their 2 grandchildren, before killing himself early Thursday morning in South Carolina. So today.
Golly, man.
The sheriff told the news conference Thursday that investigators had not yet determined what a motive in the mass shooting was. There's nothing right now that makes sense to any of us. Dr. Robert Leslie, 70, his wife Barbara, 69, were pronounced dead at the scene Wednesday, along with their grandchildren, Ada Leslie, 9 years old, and Noah Leslie, 5.
Damn. When you said breaking news, I thought we was going to celebrate some breaking news that was happy. This is so sad, yo.
Yeah, that is pretty sad.
What makes a person get up in the morning and do that? And watch, did he shoot himself in the head or not?
I don't know. There was a 911 call stating that I think there is a bad shooting. About 20 shots fired at the Leslie home before seeing someone leave the house.
How many top thoughts you want? 1 or 2.
But the doctor Adams had been treated by the Dr. Leslie, who lived near his parents' home in Rock Hill, South Carolina. No, they didn't say like where he shot himself.
I asked because, they normally give their brain up for evaluation. And when something like this crazy happens, a suicide, like Hernandez, all that other stuff, they say they suffer from bad CTE. So I wonder if he had concussions in the past that would lead to him acting this way.
A 5-year-old, though.
I mean, why do people do what they do, though? I mean, I know we talking about sports, but let's just be honest. Like people that raped little kids, why would you molest a little child? Like how does that get you off? You know what I'm saying? So who knows what this man was thinking about when he decided to kill these people. You know, who knows? I don't know. I don't know, but that's sad. That's yeah, that's sad, Bree. I'm about to just
Family members did say that. Oh, I lost it. That he struggled with staying away from football. And they tried to get him to come to Texas because he was becoming depressed, not playing like football anymore.
he that's sad, man.
It is, man. It's some sad stuff, especially, you know, we don't know what the motive was, and I mean, I don't think there's ever gonna be a clear motive to do something like that. But unless it was super wild, you know, but it's crazy, you know? It's crazy.
It
That
is.
is so sad.
So to shift it a little bit, right? Deshaun Watson is not looking so good right now. In the last couple of days, one of the females, two female victims, two of the women, came out with their real names. One actually did a statement, like a press hearing. I got it here, so we can listen to it real quick.
I'm here to take back the power and take back control. I am a survivor of assault and harassment. Deshaun Watson is my assaulter and my harasser. Deshaun Watson assaulted and harassed me on March 30th, 2020, in my own home, doing what I love most, massage therapy. My father, who was once a diehard Texans fan, can no longer mention his name without turning red, seething with disappointment. I think that's the most heartbreaking aspect of it all. We were all deceived into thinking Deshaun Watson was a good guy. And unfortunately, we know that good guys can do terrible things.
So her name is Ashley Solis, and she's one that actually did the video. There was another one that did a statement, but she didn't want to come in public, and so somebody else read it. Her lawyer read it. I don't know. It's talking about 22 civil lawsuits filed against him now. He had 18 people speak in his favor, and then 2 women have been publicly identified. The first motion filed Thursday pertaining to lawsuit 2021-15937, which filed March 18th. Because these lawsuits were filed individually, Hardin needed to file motions. So anyway, that's to get all this stuff together. I'm gonna be honest with you. I believe in people being innocent or proven guilty, but it doesn't look good when somebody's willing to come out and put their name out there in their face. And I only say that because in the past, they found some people to be frauds, you know, that they make their living off accusing people of things like this, and they get paid out because a lot of athletes don't want it to go to court. They don't want this to come out. It's one of those things, well, hey, you sign an NDA, I give you whatever you want. You could never speak about it, and this never comes out. I hope that he didn't do it. But I hope if he did do it, that he pays for it. And I hope for the sake of the victims that have had happened to them and don't get the justice, don't get the closure, that these women are not lying on his name because of whatever reason. I was on Instagram, on Facebook the other day on one of the football pages, and somebody was comparing it to like what happened to Bill Cosby. I'm not going to get into that. I don't think, you know, what happened to Bill Cosby, I don't agree with either, but that's another show, another time. And this lady came back, and we going back and forth a little bit. But my thing is, man, you gotta be smart. And I hate to say it, you know, I probably would have paid. Even though I know I didn't do it, I probably would have paid. It's not worth the headache. Now you're looking like you might not play football, let alone play for the Texans. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's looking at you like you are some kind of weirdo, sadistic, you know, sexual assault person. So I hope that the truth comes out, whatever the truth that is, whether he did do it or he didn't. If he did do it, he should pay the price. If he didn't do it, then they should pay the price. I think there should be jail time for either one, because you're hurting somebody's career. You know, some people take this so serious that they're willing to hurt him physically because of this, you know? So what do you guys think about it? I mean, it's crazy, you know, without knowing the facts. We don't have the facts. We just know what.
That's why, like, there's no facts, so there's really nothing we can say
Yeah.
right now.
I don't know, man. It's so I kind of want to talk about it because it's like one of those things you really don't know people. You know, you think you know them, but you don't.
Mhm.
So let's just play devil's advocate. What if he did do it? You know, like, do you think the Texans knew about it the whole time and didn't say nothing? But now that he doesn't want to play for them, we're gonna tell. You know, what if he didn't do it? Do you think that as a woman, Bree, that how do you feel about women that do that lie?
You know how I feel about women who do that, especially the conversation we had offline that I'm not going to say on recording that happened to somebody that I know. So it just sucks for the women who are lying because that makes it harder for women who are actually getting sexually assaulted and abused to come up and say something because people are not going to believe them. People think they're lying. And it at the end of the day, it's just a shitty situation, like all to begin with. And I wish like we had more facts and all the facts so we can talk more about it. But I personally don't want to say anything about it without more information on what's going on, or if he is going to release a statement, or if his PR team is going to release something for him. But clearly, if he hasn't said anything, his lawyer is telling him to keep quiet for a certain reason. So we will see.
So go ahead, June. Go ahead.
No. I wasn't gonna say much. I was just gonna kind of. I'm not even gonna say the PB word, right? Because I freaking hate it when they say it in a mess. So just to go off of what you were saying.
Oh, piggyback.
Oh, come on. You said it.
I
Jeez.
was like, what? PB?
Yeah, I was like PB. I'm thinking like,
yeah, I was
crazy.
like peanut butter. Like,
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad.
God, that word, right? Oh,
you are a
That's
chief
freaking
because that's
crazy.
all y'all do.
That's
see
not
that?
you. That's not all
Yeah,
we do.
she's Steelers fan.
Yes.
Yeah, she's Steelers fan. But but dude, you know, it kind of goes back to that, right? Because in the beginning of all this, you know, we were very angry, right? We were like, man, this got to be a setup. I know I was thinking that, you know, I don't want to speak for you, but I know I was like, man, this got to be a setup. You know, this NFL is kind of like this mafia thing. That's just they're gonna get
I
theirs.
thought it was a setup.
I thought
And
set up too.
yeah, but like you said though, then you start thinking like, if this is real, and for some crazy reason he confesses to it or whatever the case is, then yeah, I 100% Brandon, he gets what he deserves. You know, I got 3 daughters, you know, so I'm always gonna take things personal when I make a decision, something like that.
So, well,
All I want to say is I hope if he didn't do it, I hope they are not going to have him or try to make him confess for something that he didn't do.
well, I mean, so if he didn't do it, I want the truth to come. I want the truth to come out either way. Not that I'm gonna lose sleep over it. Not that it's gonna make a difference on how I feel come September opening day for football. No, I just want the truth to come out because if he is a predator, then he needs to get his punishment. And if he's not a predator, he needs to be vindicated and get his name back. Because again, like you said, it makes it harder for the victims that don't have a voice, that are dealing with this and have dealt with it, but can't say nothing because they're not strong enough or they're scared to say something. And then you got people making it up to get a paycheck. I don't agree with that. However, if he has been doing it and the Texans knew about it, and they were covering it up until he decided not to play no more, they should be held accountable too, just like him, because they were complicit to what he was doing as long as he was throwing a football for them. So that's how I feel about it. On another note, what's up?
Happy topic. Okay.
Okay.
So Juju Smith-Schuster recently went on a podcast, I want to say 2 or 3 days ago. And so he explained on, because remember the Chiefs were looking at signing him. And he said that Andy Reid would call him just to like see how he was doing, see if he ate that day. And then after they hung up on the phone, he would just send him pictures of the Lombardi trophy.
So he would call him, see how he was doing if he ate, and then after that he was sending pictures.
Like just
of
trying
Bart
to have a
Trophy.
conversation like, oh, did you eat today? Hey, how you doing? You know, like try to have casual
Yeah.
conversations. And then send him pictures of the Super Bowl trophy.
The one that
Wow.
you won, the only one that you have.
And then on a super positive note, right? He was asked, it was the Michael Irvin podcast. He was asked about his relationship with Antonio Brown. Everyone knows Antonio Brown blocked Juju, so they have like no relationship. And Juju said that he's ready to move on for the drama. He's actually happy to see Brown win a title with Tom Brady and the Bucks. I wish nothing but the best for him, you know, for him to go out there and win a Super Bowl. Congrats to him. And I really mean that. I hope he keeps going. And then he said that he would love to reach out to his former teammate, but Brown has blocked him on all social media platforms and his phone number. Honestly, if I could reach out, I would. He's blocked me on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, my phone number. We just lived our lives. I think he's one of the best to ever do it. And if he didn't have the fall off, I think our team would be amazing with him, Le'Veon Bell, and all those guys who are here. I would love to rekindle our friendship. That is still my brother at the end of the day. I've talked to so many people about it. I just think that he's on a whole nother level of success. But I think he's just doing him. I think the best for him is going to Tom Brady. What he's doing, I think that's great. As far as reaching out and having my people talk to him, still nothing. At the end of the day, I wish nothing but the best for him and his family. And that is all. He will forever be my brother. That is beautiful.
But Juju was never. I never took Juju as one of these guys like, yo, F him, whatever. He wants smoke. We got it. No, I don't. I think he's one of these backpacking kids. You know, like he's cool. He wants to have fun, and I respect that. And I think he wholeheartedly means that.
Yeah, and he literally did nothing. And this is when Antonio Brown was going through his meltdown, literally, and how it all started, because they put it in this post too. How it all started was Steelers posted the 2018 Steelers most valuable player, and they put Juju. And Antonio Brown replied to that and was like, boy fumbled the whole postseason on the biggest game of the year against the Saints. You guys remember that? And he was crying. And he said, everyone went blind, too busy making guys famous, not enough reality these days. By the way, check the list. And he said, Boo Boo Smith-Schuster, that was wrong and that was mean, was ready under 500, you bum, learn some respect. Out of the blue, like, and that's why everybody was shocked and confused, because Juju didn't say anything disrespectful or anything. But that's when he was having his meltdown and was on that stuff, just going crazy.
Well, I think it's also he felt like nobody was respecting his name. Like I think,
but also remember that season, you're mad at that. Yeah, okay. Everybody was mad. He was even disappointed himself after that pass. But also you have to remember, AB, that same season you missed practice and the last 3 games of the season to do Dancing with the Stars.
I mean,
so you really think, but in the middle of the season, okay, do that on your off season. I don't care. You didn't even show up to practice. You didn't tell nobody you wasn't showing up to practice. You didn't say anything. And you think you're going to get the MVP? No.
I agree with you there. Listen, I'm not saying that you don't have a point. I'm not. I'm just playing devil's advocate. If I'm the guy that everybody's watching, which is allowing you to be the guy that's catching all the touchdowns, and then you get the MVP, I might feel slighted because the term MVP is most valuable player.
Well, you should have never missed 3 games to go and dance with the stars and tell nobody.
Listen though. So
no, I get it. I understand exactly what you're saying.
If you put them two together, who's more valuable? Is it AB or is it Juju? I would say it's AB.
Yes, exactly. It is. But they're not going to give you an award. For instance, you're not going to get a football award if you don't show up to practice and come to the games.
True. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you there. Listen, I'm not.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying, but when he was going through that meltdown, he felt like, oh my gosh, I should have won. No. Like, he didn't even tell nobody he was showing up. Like, that's the thing.
I think
because when we had lost, I want to say the second to last game, it was either the last game or the second to last game. They asked Mike Tomlin on the post-game conference, where is Antonio Brown? And Mike Tomlin said, that's a good question. He's not answering nobody's phone.
See, I've told you this before. When it comes to that team, in my opinion, Tomlin is part to blame. I can't recall a time when Bill Cowher was the head coach that you had any of these issues. I can't.
Yeah.
And granted, when he was the head
But I will say, sorry, my hair is getting in the way. I would say, I don't think he's like the main problem, okay? First of all, Mike Tomlin don't play no games, and my daddy scared me, okay? That's my daddy. He scares me, okay? But at the end of the day, you cannot, yes, you're the head coach, but if you're trying to reach out to someone constantly and everyone's trying to reach out to you and no one has contact with you, what are you supposed to do?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm not at all. But so, okay, here's we've had this conversation before, and I told you this. It's like right now, you have a child. You let your child do whatever the hell they want when they kids. Then they turn 13, 14, 15, and now you want to put your foot down. Well, it's too late.
Yeah.
Take it for us in the military. We come in on this nicey nice stuff and allow sailors to get away with murder. Then when we put our foot down and say, oh, you can't do that. Well, hold up, Chief. Hold up, AO2. You've been letting me do this the whole time.
But he wasn't doing that the whole time. That's the problem.
What I'm saying is they've had their issues. That breakup, the triple Bs, the whatever you want to call it, did not break up. The killer bees. Yeah, there you go. My bad. I'm sorry. They didn't break up out the blue. That broke up because of issues. Now, where I would say that those players did not have a right to really get upset too much is Ben has 2 Super Bowls with 2 rings under his belt. 3 Super Bowls, 2 rings. Ben at one point was the youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl. If he doesn't show up to a walkthrough, guess what, bro? That dude's been to 3 games that you haven't been to. You only been to 1. And you went to the one that he went to that lost. So therefore, you only been to 1, to his 3, and he has 2 rings. He earned that right. If he doesn't want to walk through, I don't blame him. However, once you do that, you set an environment or a sense that not everybody's equal, and that comes with a price. And that's what I think happened in Pittsburgh. Like he said, and even Le'Veon Bell said it, people will not show up to walkthroughs. People will show up late, and it's okay, but we show up late, and that's a problem. Remember the Facebook situation when he went on live on IG, wherever, after they beat, and they was getting ready to play the Patriots, and he leaked that out. He had it on. There's just certain things that I don't know how Tomlin runs his locker room. I could only go off what we've seen, but every head coach is different. And let's be honest, you don't hear somebody in New England doing that shit with Belichick. You're going to get sent home. You know what I'm saying? When Tom Coughlin was the head coach of the Giants, you didn't see none of that stuff. You want that crazy, you was going home. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head, but Tony Dungy didn't play that. There's certain head coaches that they run a program like they run their program. So I think AB and him should talk, but not because Juju made the first step, but because I feel that you can't fully heal from something until you put closure or face the problems you've had. And if AB really wants to be a better person, he should face that man. They should talk about it, and they should get off their chest, and he should apologize, because at the end of the day, that young man
did nothing wrong to him.
No, and you're tearing down one of your own just because you're mad at the system. Don't be mad at the player, be mad at the system.
It's not like he went and said, make me the MVP right now. Like,
I get it. I get it. I do 100%.
I defend Juju.
I know, but he also, AB should be a role model. He should be the big brother.
That too. And I feel like he should listen to that podcast, especially since like Juju's been trying to find a way to reach out to him, to talk to him, to resolve everything, and even having his team try to reach out to him and talk, like try to get.
If he wanted to see him, he would see him, yo. If they want, they got money, they could run in the same circles. It's not hard to know where somebody's gonna be at. If they wanted to bump into each other, they would.
Oh hell yeah, man! I believe that 100%.
Well, Juju's in Mexico with his family right now.
Oh, did he finally get his license?
Yeah, he been had his license.
Oh, look at the boy. He's growing up so much.
Yeah. So I don't think Juju knows this, but his first year as a Pittsburgh Steelers, Juju didn't have a license. So he would ride his bike to and from practice, like a regular bike.
It was on that Sports Center.
Yeah. Then he finally got his license back in. So he was riding a bike all the way up until April of 2018. He got his license. I know this stuff because that's my son. And I'm like obsessed with his YouTube channel. So yeah, he got his license.
While Bree's getting ready, she's watching the YouTube channel. So
I know, right?
I'm subscribed to so many YouTube channels. That's all I do is sit at home and watch YouTube.
I'm subscribed too. I'll be watching some random stuff. So okay, so next week we are definitely doing the draft, right? We're gonna
fantasy drafts.
We're gonna each look at somebody's mock draft and pick the top. We're doing the top 12 teams, or we're doing all 32.
We could do top 12 for 3 people because I feel like top 32 for 3 different analysts is going to be a long show. So we can just do top 12 for 3 analysts. Okay.
Now, do you guys want to open it up to the public as well? Like go on Facebook Live and let them comment?
No.
Okay. So we're going to do that next week. So we're going to wrap it up. We're going to close it up. June, remarks?
Hey, I'd like to say I'm always blessed to be here with you guys. You know, always positive vibes only, no negativity, only positive.
But he's negative to me 24/7.
You see what I'm talking about? I wasn't even gonna say nothing about it. You just worry about them Steelers, okay? You worry about them Steelers. You worry about that receiver. You worry about that quarterback. You worry about that running back. You worry about that O-line. Okay, but yeah, hey, I want you guys to stay safe this weekend. I'm doing nothing dumb, and I'm always here.
All right, Bree, what's up? Before we close it out, what you got? You said nothing?
I got to find the right one. Okay, so I
hope nobody gets seizures because
I know, geez. Start shaking there a little bit.
Okay, let me turn it off. Oh, that one's brighter. Okay. Sorry. It has like over 40 different settings on this ring light I bought. So.
Oh, I like that.
Thank you. $40 at Target.
Oh, Target.
Mm-hmm. But I hope everyone has a great and safe week. Don't forget to drink your water. Don't forget to exercise. At least do 20 push-ups when you wake up in the morning and 20 push-ups before you go to bed. Also, just remain healthy. I hope everyone be safe. Don't forget, we're still in a pandemic, so please social distance and wear your mask. And I hope everyone has a great, positive week. And don't let anybody tell you that you are not the shit because you are. Thank you.
Well, listen, I'm not going to go behind that. She did good there. Listen to her key words. Prayers out to DMX and his family. Hopefully he pulled through. If not, he goes on to better things, I think. So I hope he makes it. Either way it goes, wherever he ends up at, I hope he's at peace with himself and his family has peace and love, and they are where they need to be at. So thank you for listening again to us. This was Unsolicited Advice with Frank, Bree, and June.